So I now have my 5th credit card. The one I just got is actually this one. It's the Chase Bank one. In honor of me getting my 5th credit card, which kind of seems bad right now, but in this video I'm going to explain why it's kind of a good thing. To go over the cards I have, why I have them, the reasons I actually decided to get so many credit cards. After all, not many people, especially at 21 years old, are going to have 5 credit cards. I'm also going to go over how to keep a good score, and then at the end I'm going to reveal my actual credit score. That way you know that I'm not just talking to talk and I walk the walk. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I have 2 main reasons why I decided to get credit cards, why I decided to get these 5. Those 2 reasons, starting with the first one, is rewards. Rewards can get you cash back on all your purchases. It's like getting a 2% discount or 1% discount, or even up to like 5 to 7% discount on certain categories. It's getting you a discount on whatever you buy. With each credit card, there's going to be a certain amount of cash back you get for spending money with your credit card. It can be in certain categories, say gas, food, travel. Probably the one I use the most, just because it does have good cash back, is actually the Fidelity Rewards. The Fidelity Rewards gives me 2% cash back on every single thing I buy, so every $100 I spend, I get $2 back. I know there's a bunch of other cards with higher cash backs, but the thing is, you have to buy certain things in certain categories. With this one, the Fidelity Rewards, you can buy in any category, any item, and it still gives you 2% cash back on every single thing. To go along with rewards, you also get bonuses for spending a certain amount on your credit card each month. Chase Freedom Unlimited, it actually gave me $200 for spending $500 within the first 3 months. I got $200 contributed to whatever my bill was. Key with getting cash back and with the rewards is to only spend money you would have spent anyways. Don't go out of your way to buy something just so you can get the cash back. Although you do get a rewards for credit cards, I only recommend getting one about every 9 months, because as you'll find later, getting more credit inquiries, which is just getting a new credit card or a new line of credit, that can actually hurt your score if you do it faster than 9 months. That's the first reason for why I get a credit card, is cash back and then the rewards you get. Now let's move to the second reason, which is probably the most important, the main reason why people get credit cards in the beginning, and that is to get a higher credit score, or to get a credit score at all. Credit score is going to contribute to pretty much your living situation. For example, you must have a credit score to buy a house. In most circumstances, you're going to need a credit score to even rent a house. To get any type of loan, you're probably going to need a credit score. And that's pretty much how people decide whether they can trust you in today's day and age. I definitely recommend getting one as soon as possible. If you're under 18, you of course can get one, unless you sign on with your parents. If you're trying to get your first card, the first card I ever got was the Discover It card. This one's very easy to get, very easy to apply for. They're pretty much going to give you it anyways. You're going to have to put down a $200 deposit in the beginning just to make sure that you don't take the money from Discover and run. The key is to just probably spend it on just your gas for the month and pay that off. I recommend enrolling in auto pay, that way you don't have to worry about it. Covered the 2 main reasons I get credit cards, and that's for rewards and for credit score. Now let's move on. Get into how to maintain and get a good credit score, basically from the beginning, how I've been able to do it and how you can do it too. Just as there are 5 cards that I have currently, there are also 5 reasons to keep a good credit score. To start, the probably most important thing is to always have on-time payments. Always pay your card off each month. Don't ever leave money on it. Don't ever do the minimum payment or anything like that. Always pay it off in full every single month. Next up, we have usage. This is also another reason I actually have 5 credit cards. The more credit cards you have, the higher your available credit is going to be. So therefore, whenever I spend money on my credit cards, my usage rate is lower because I have much more credit available. The way this goes is by percentages. So you typically want to be under 15%. If you have a $100 credit line, stay below $10. The key mainly is to just know what percent of your credit you're using, which should be below 15%. Next is your credit age. You're not really going to be able to control this one, which is why I said to get a credit card early, because the earlier you get it, the longer your credit history is going to be in the future. The fourth component of keeping a good score, one I actually lack in, is a variety of accounts. Now, there's plenty of types of credit. There's car loans, there's house loans, there's credit cards. This is a component of credit cards that's a bit confusing. Actually, the more types of loans you have, the more types of credit you have, the higher your score is going to be. However, this is a component that you don't really want to overstretch yourself in. It's not really worth it to get all these types of loans just so your credit score goes up like 10 points. The final most important thing of credit cards is credit inquiries. The reason I said earlier in this video to only get a credit card about every 9 months to a year is because the more times you try to get credit, the more credit inquiries that show up on your account. The more credit inquiries on your account is going to temporarily lower your score. When I open this card, my score drops about 10 points every time. The rule is to try to keep your credit inquiries under about 3 credit inquiries for every 2 years. Now, as promised, I'm going to reveal my actual credit score to you guys. As promised, if you're watching to the end here, this is my credit score that I've been able to get with these 5 cards I have here. It's a 782 through TransUnion and a 793 through Equifax. I've never actually hit an 800 credit score. I've kind of learned in the past couple months that it's not that important to have that high of a credit score as long as it's above 740. If you're above 740, it really doesn't matter. You're gonna basically apply for most loans, most things you'd want, the best rate on loans. Without further ado, go get yourself a credit card, and I'll see you in the next one.